Hey everyone, we're getting ready to close out the week. Weekend is coming. So, lots going on as usual, y'all. We had a sad thing that happened yesterday in Minneapolis, another school shooting. They're happening way too frequently now. This time it was at a Catholic school, if you haven't heard. And the two children died, and it's a Catholic like church school. Two children died, a 8 and a 10-year-old. Babies. They're just coming up, you know, living in this world. Didn't ask to be here, but they're here. And then we have some mentally unstable person taking their life and hurting 17 others. I heard the bullets were coming through the stain, you know, decorative glass, and it just crazy. We hear about this stuff happening all the time. In my world, if I was in charge, all the schools would have an armed guard at all the exits. They're monitoring all the time. You're not getting in unless you go to the school or you work at the school or you are a parent coming to, pick up your kid, drop off the kid. You have purpose on there. And anything goes down, they'll be given the authority to take those people out. And that's how I would handle it. Yeah, it's just happening way too frequently. And it hurts my heart because I'm a parent, though my child is now an adult. Doesn't matter. She's still my child. So I can feel, and somebody just take their life senselessly. Who are you? And gave you the authority to take that child's life. You're not God. So, I saw the mayor, I believe his name is Jacob Frey, speaking, and he telling some truth telling. Yes, your thoughts and prayers are welcome, but more needs to be done because this is happening way too frequently. And he was compassionate, he had empathy, and he has children of his own. So as a parent, you can feel it. And I looked at him and I said, as a leader, and I'm always looking for someone else to fill these political leaders' position, because I'm not satisfied on either side what I'm seeing politically. I looked at that man, Jacob Frey, and I said, that's who I would want to be in control of the country right now. I'm always looking for people, truth tellers, new people who have values and morals. And I saw him and I said, perfect age. Not too old, not too young. Just saying, guys, that was just sad hearing that happen again. And what else is going on in our world? Meanwhile, our current administration, our president is firing people. What was it called? The federal governor, Lisa Cook, he wants her gone. Some people were saying, I've been hearing in the independent news that they feel that he's a racist against black women in top positions. But guess what? If you're brown skin and you're black, you usually work twice as hard to get into top positions. You work hard. And if you didn't get there by working hard, then you've been kissing someone's butt. Your butt kissers, the yes men. But most black women usually work really hard to get where they are. So I know she worked hard to get there, and she knows something. You got to know something, especially if you're brown skin. to get where you are in those top positions, because they're not easy to get, and very few of us get there. So, and then also, um, they're trying to, well, I think they did fire the CDC director, and it's over, these vaccines, and um, they don't want to give out the COVID vaccine as they used to. They want you to go through the doctor now to approve it, and then they have someone in charge overhead of this whole health care thing that I don't believe he went to school to be a doctor. He's not even a scientist. He don't even have a pharmaceutical background. So we need qualified people running the country, just not anybody. You got to know your stuff. And let's see, the FEMA, FEMA usually help us out when there's a national disaster, a hurricane, flood, whatever. The staffing, they're having complaints there that their leadership is not good. And then if we did have a national disaster, y'all don't depend on FEMA. They can't do nothing for you right now. They're a mess. Also, I'm hearing about the postal service. Like packages that come from international, whatever country. Could be coming from France, Germany, whatever, the UK. If it's $100 now, you're not getting your package because of tariffs. So I people start ordering locally. Support your local farmers, your local furniture makers, your American car dealers, because the tariffs are expensive. Even though you hear other stuff going on out there. Also, I hear that our president, he won't agree with the rating, but he has a low approval rating, and I heard it was 37% today. 37. And I listen to independent news, guys. I don't do the mainstream things. I want some truth telling. I want to hear the truth, not what you want me to hear. I want to hear what's really going on. So I even do news around the world. Okay, so I want to hear the truth. And goodness gracious, a lot's going on. So yeah, so that was sad for me to hear another school shooting. And then they were talking about the shooter, that he's transgender, I guess, known as Robin now, but is born as a Robert. I don't care what you was born as right now. I care that you got a hold of that gun and you're mentally unstable. And then they were like, he was like a Nazi person or whatever. But okay, if that's the case, wouldn't you be going after Jews? This were Catholics. It don't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? So mentally unstable. And I don't want to get into the transgender stuff. I mean, like, as far as how God created you, if you were born in this world as a man or a woman, that's how I see you. That's how I see you. Now, if you want to dress up and do something else with your life, that's on you. My concern is, are you taking someone's life? Yeah, and getting a hold of weapons. And you're unstable up here, but you're able to get weapons anyway. There's something going on. So that's what it is, y'all. And in my kingdom, if I were to run for president, which I won't, because I know all my hair would be gray, and then I would have to be wearing wigs, y'all, because my hair would be gray because of all the dark secrets and stuff that goes on behind the scenes in the government. They got some crazy stuff happening out there. Yeah. So can you imagine? Let's say in my world, my kingdom, I became president. First of all, y'all, I'll have like on different board members for different committees. Okay, I'm going to have to get some mathematicians, some people really good with formulas, good with spreadsheet, money, budgeting. Those people are on a board, and they are to handle anything financial. Anything financial at the our debt, how to bring it down. They'll be on spreadsheet. You be like mathematicians, smart, genius, be on the board. Anything with health will be doctors, scientists, the lab technicians, the nurses. That board is just to handle the healthcare stuff. And also, I'll have a whole team just to try to get rid of diseases or find solutions how to handle them better, like cancer, whatever weird disease they got on out there. That'll be my second board. Infrastructure, I'll have the construction people, the mechanic, the steel workers, the people who build bridges, the road workers, everybody, somebody represented on that committee to improve our whole infrastructure, transportation, people from the big train companies, you name it. That's board. You gotta get like you have to have brainstorms with the best minds of the world that have experience in that industry to get anything done. You just don't wake up one morning, well, I feel like doing this. But sometimes that's what it feels like. And my military is concentrating on any threats that's going to threaten our land, our coast, our borders, our ear. My military is totally focused on that. My local police departments and sheriffs, their, environment, their state, they're on that. My schools have their armed guards at every exit. That's in my kingdom. That's in my kingdom. But yeah, don't want that job. President, my hair would be taller white with the stress. And then they're going to be talking about aliens and Galactic Federation and all that stuff. As a president, I would have to hear. I'll be like, y'all, that position is not for me. Because the next thing they'll be saying, I'll be discriminating against the aliens because I'll be calling them demons. That's not a job for me, y'all. But anyway, I want to wish y'all a good weekend. Stay safe. And if you like what I share, and just hit the like button, subscribe, and just have a wonderful day. Talk to y'all later. Bye.